You ever see a man lose it live on TV? Because that's exactly what we witnessed when Kevin Stefanski finally cracked at the podium. This wasn't just some slip-up. This wasn't just a little bad mood. No, this was the moment the cracks inside the Cleveland Browns organization split wide open for the world to see. One question? That's all it took. One question about Shedeur Sanders. And suddenly that polished, we're all on the same page act came crashing down like glass on concrete. The reporter didn't ask anything crazy. It was simple, straight to the point. Why hasn't Shedeur Sanders seen the field yet? Why is a kid who dominated the preseason still standing on the sidelines while you keep rolling the dice with quarterbacks who aren't getting it done? And instead of the usual, polished, we'll see, we're building, trust the process garbage, Stefanski snapped. A sharp inhale, a stare that could freeze fire. And then he hit us with the classic coach jargon. It's not about one player. We have a process. He's young. We're thinking long term. Please. We all heard the translation. What he really meant was, we're panicking. We're stuck. We don't know how to admit we screwed this up. Because the truth is, everyone in the NFL has been whispering the same thing for weeks. Cleveland had a star fall right into their lap, and instead of embracing him, instead of handing him the keys, they got scared. Scared of upsetting the depth chart. Scared of admitting their veterans weren't it. Scared of what it would mean to let a rookie come in and instantly become the best quarterback in the building. Let's build a totem pole together. Smash like, subscribe, and comment. If this video hits 2,000 likes, that means we're beating the Baltimore Ravens. Let's make it happen. But here's the thing. Shedeur Sanders is not your typical rookie. He's not wide-eyed, waiting for a pat on the head and a couple garbage time snaps. He walked into Cleveland like he'd been there before. Poised, polished, professional. Already better than the guys ahead of him. And everyone knows it. The fans know it. The locker room knows it. The league knows it. Heck, even Travis Kelce threw shade by liking a post about Sanders riding the bench. Derek Carr dodged a question about it with a no comment, which in NFL language translates to, yeah, it's bad. So now the entire football world is asking, what on earth are the Cleveland Browns doing? Let's keep it real. Shedeur showed everything you want in a starter during the preseason. Decision-making, accuracy, pocket presence, leadership. It was all there. He wasn't playing like a rookie trying to survive. He was playing like a quarterback ready to take over. And instead of harnessing that, instead of building around it, they shoved him to the sidelines to protect a crumbling plan. For what? Loyalty to mediocrity? Fear of being wrong? This isn't about protecting Shedeur Sanders. It's about protecting egos. Protecting old investments. Protecting the narrative that Cleveland had a plan all along, when in reality that plan is burning down in real time. And you know what makes it worse? Shedeur isn't even rattled by this circus. You know why? Because he's been living in one since college. He played under Deion Sanders, the most scrutinized coach in the game. He's been in the spotlight, mic'd up, doubted, hyped, torn apart, and rebuilt. Pressure doesn't scare him. What scares this franchise is what happens when they finally give him the reins. And that's the irony. While Cleveland hides him out of fear, Shedeur is sitting there calm, composed, ready, just waiting. Because he knows the truth. The tape doesn't lie. His teammates know. His receivers know. The defense knows. And every time the Browns go 3 and out with their safe veteran, the entire stadium feels it. Now the media's circling like vultures. The fans are fed up. And the locker room. You can feel it splitting. This is a boiling point. And Stefanski's outburst at that presser wasn't just anger. It was the sound of the walls caving in. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Browns are staring at an identity crisis. They've spent decades fumbling quarterback decisions, watching stars leave, clinging to mistakes out of pride. And now, with the future literally sitting on their bench, they're fumbling the pen before they can even write a new chapter. But here's the part that should terrify Cleveland fans. The rest of the league is watching too. The Colts? The Falcons? The Lions? You don't think they're already sharpening their pitches, clearing cap space, imagining Sanders in their uniforms? Oh, they're watching. They're waiting. Because if Cleveland is dumb enough to bury him, someone else will gladly turn him into the star he already is. And the longer this drags on, the more dangerous it gets. Because today, Sanders is quiet. He's strategic. He's not tweeting cryptic lyrics. He's not demanding a trade. But silence is a strategy. Silence is a chess move. And when that move comes, when he decides he's done being patient, Cleveland won't just lose a quarterback. They'll lose the future, so the Browns are at a fork in the road. Do they swallow their pride, admit the mistake, and let Shedeur lead this team? Or do they stick to their outdated playbook, cling to mediocrity, and watch another future superstar walk out the door? I know what I'd do. Start him. Start him tomorrow. Start him yesterday. Give your fans hope, give your locker room a leader, and give this franchise a shot at finally breaking the curse. Because if you don't, if you keep burying Shedeur Sanders, this will go down not as just another quarterback controversy, but as the biggest fumble in franchise history. Now, let me paint the scene for you. It's Wednesday afternoon. The team is wrapping up their final prep before a critical Sunday showdown. Then boom, everything detonates. Sources say Gabriel storms into Kevin Stefanski's office, heated, angry, demanding answers about why his practice reps have been slashed. Words fly, voices raise, and before you know it, Gabriel explodes out of the room, telling teammates, "If you want it, you can have it. I'm done here." That's not just frustration. That's finality, and within hours, Stefanski pulls the trigger. An emergency meeting with the front office, and the football world gets rocked. Gabriel suspended indefinitely for conduct detrimental to the team. Insiders are already confirming. Gabriel wants out. A trade request is on the table. But here's the thing. You can't just look at this as some sudden meltdown. This didn't happen in a vacuum. No, this was weeks, maybe months in the making. Ever since owner Jimmy Haslam started singing Shedeur Sanders' praises in public, everything changed. The balance shifted. Media buzz tilted. Locker room dynamics started reshaping themselves. Gabriel, who came in with the pedigree, the system knowledge, the expectation of being the guy. They left him watching reps, attention, and influence flow straight to a fifth-round rookie who walked in with swagger, endorsements, and his dad's legendary shadow. And credit to Gabriel. He kept it professional in public. He executed. He played the playbook to perfection. But deep down, you could feel it boiling. Yesterday was simply the breaking point. Now, here's where it gets really wild. The locker room itself is divided. And I mean split right down the middle. The offensive line. They're standing by Gabriel. The wide receivers. They're gravitating towards Sanders. The defense? Trying to play neutral, but behind closed doors, they're worried about a leadership void. This isn't just about who takes snaps on Sunday. This is a fracture in team chemistry before the season even gets rolling. And it's not just inside the building. Out here, on social media, the fan base is at each other's throats. Gabriel supporters pointing to his accuracy, his command, his resume. Sanders fans firing back with hashtags like Shedeur QB1, Let Him Cook, and even Josh Brown SZN trending nationwide. The discourse has gotten ugly, and for a fan base that's already endured decades of quarterback heartbreak, this feels like history threatening to repeat itself. Just louder, faster, and messier. But wait, it gets worse. Internal power struggles are spilling into the open. Haslam, furious at Gabriel's outburst, is pointing fingers at the coaching staff. Stefanski, caught between disciplining the quarterback the front office wanted, and the quarterback ownership clearly prefers, decides he's drawing a line in the sand. Suspension. No compromise. And GM Andrew Berry? Stuck right in the middle, reportedly arguing against suspension, only to be overruled. That tells you everything you need to know. Stefanski's making a stand for discipline, for control, for culture, even if it costs him. And make no mistake, this isn't just quarterback drama. This is culture war. Stefanski's basically saying, my program, my rules, and some veterans in that locker room, they're quietly applauding it, even if they can't say it out loud. Even the league office is circling. Yes, Roger Goodell himself has reportedly been on the phone with Haslam, walking the tightrope between expressing concern over Cleveland's stability and eyeing the marketing goldmine Shedeur Sanders represents. Think about that. This rookie isn't just a player anymore. He's a storyline, a brand, maybe even a business strategy for the NFL itself. Now let's zoom back onto the field. Because all of this noise, it only matters if the play justifies it. And here's the truth. Both quarterbacks have shown flashes. Gabriel, the footwork, the processing speed, the connection with the offensive coordinator. You can't deny he looks like a polished professional. Sanders, maybe rawer, but the arm talent, the improvisation, the electricity when he's on. It's real. It's undeniable. He has that it factor that defenses fear and fans flock to. Gabriel is the surgeon. Sanders is the gunslinger. And the Browns, they've been forced to choose. Let's build a totem pole together. Smash like, subscribe, and comment. If this video hits 2,000 likes, that means we're beating the Baltimore Ravens. Let's make it happen. And now here we are. A 0-1 team, already bleeding from a gut-wrenching loss to Cincinnati, staring down the Baltimore Ravens with Sheeter Sanders officially taking the reins. Baltimore's defense has already tossed out their old game plan and built a new one just for him. Blitz packages scrapped, coverage disguises rewritten. John Harbaugh himself reportedly telling his staff, prepare for everything. This kid makes plays nobody expects. When one of the league's smartest defensive minds says that about a rookie, you pay attention. And so Sunday isn't just another divisional game. It's a spectacle, a franchise caught in the storm, a rookie carrying the weight of ownership, marketing, teammates, and an entire city's desperation on his shoulders. And Gabriel, watching from the outside, bitter, furious, maybe already packing his bags. This, right here, could define the Browns' entire season. It could define Stefanski's career. It could define Sanders' legacy before it even begins. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if this is brilliance or disaster in the making. All I know is we're about to find out, because when Shadier Sanders takes that first snap against Baltimore, it won't just be football. It'll be theater. It'll be chaos. It'll be history happening in real time. And Cleveland. They're standing on the edge of the cliff,